Building raised garden beds doesn't have to be complicated or expensive, and you definitely don't need a full construction crew to get it done. With winter right around the corner, now is actually one of the smartest times to set up new growing spaces. The soil has time to settle, beneficial fungi and microbes establish themselves quietly under the cold, and once spring hits, your beds are already alive and ready to explode with growth. This quick, budget-friendly guide will show you how to build durable DIY raised garden beds in under 30 minutes each. Using simple materials you can source cheaply or even salvage for free. The first thing to consider is location. Pick a spot where your garden will get at least 6 hours of sun during the growing season. Even in winter, you can tell which areas stay brighter through the day. Try to avoid low-lying spots where water pools, since raised beds are meant to give roots better drainage, not drown them. A level area helps, but small slopes can be corrected with a little soil under one side later. Now, let's talk materials. Wood is the easiest to work with and often the cheapest, especially if you buy rough-cut or reclaimed boards. The best woods for longevity are cedar and redwood, but honestly, almost any untreated wood will last several seasons, and that's enough for most home gardeners. Avoid pressure-treated lumber that could leach chemicals into food crops. You'll want 4 boards of equal length for a rectangular bed. The classic size is 4 feet by 8 feet, which gives you plenty of growing room but remains narrow enough to reach the middle from either side without stepping into the soil. If you can't find long boards cheap, pallets are your best friend. Most pallets are heat-treated, not chemically treated, and can be pulled apart and used like planks. Hardware stores, warehouses, and appliance shops often give them away for free if you ask. When it comes to assembling the bed, you don't need to be a carpenter. Place the planks into position right on the ground, stand the corners upright, and screw or nail them together. Even 2 screws per corner will do the job. If you want extra durability, corner brackets or stakes hammered into the outside corners will lock everything in place. Because this is a raised bed, not a skyscraper, don't overthink it. The goal is simply to hold growing soil in a neat box shape. Once the frame is together, don't waste time digging or removing grass. Winter is nature's rototiller. Lay down a barrier layer right on top of whatever is growing there now. Cardboard is perfect, thick enough to smother weeds, biodegradable, and often free. Just remember to remove any tape or labels first so they don't create plastic litter in your soil. Wet the cardboard thoroughly to help it seal against the ground and invite earthworms to start working through it from below. Now comes the filling. And here's where the magic winter shortcut comes in. We're not filling the whole bed with compost. That's expensive, unnecessary, and can even burn young plants with too rich nutrients. Instead, we build a layered core that breaks down through winter into an incredible soil sponge. Start with chunky organic matter like sticks, pruned branches, old stems or hedge trimmings, anything carbon-rich and woody. This helps drainage and keeps the bed lighter. Next comes a layer of leaves, straw, ripped up newspaper, or any dried plant material you have lying around. All of this is free fuel for soil microbes. If you have kitchen scraps, grass clippings, or partially finished compost, scatter that next to introduce nitrogen that speeds decay. Top it all with the soil you have access to. Topsoil, native soil from your yard, or cheap bulk garden soil from a landscape supplier. You only need 6 to 8 inches of good soil on top for planting. The layers below will settle and transform into rich humus over the next few months. Because winter moisture helps everything break down, you don't even need to water much after the initial setup. Snow or winter rain does the work for you. If you're worried about soil washing out before spring, you can lay a thin mulch layer on top. Shredded leaves or straw work great. to protect the surface and discourage early weeds. If your ground freezes hard, don't worry. The freeze-thaw cycle actually improves your bed by creating little pockets of air in the soil, making it fluffy and root-friendly. Meanwhile, microbes and fungi start colonizing the organic layers below. Cost-wise, these beds can be shockingly affordable. Many gardeners build entire setups for under $20 per bed simply by scavenging materials. Even if you buy new boards, screws, and a few bags of soil, you'll still save a ton compared to pre-made garden kits. And unlike growing directly in the ground, raised beds warm up earlier in spring, drain better after heavy rain, and keep roots away from poor soil or pests lurking below. To finish up, take a moment to visualize your future layout. Raised beds work best when spaced far enough apart for a wheelbarrow or compost cart to pass. Laying down wood chips or stones between beds creates clean pathways that stay usable no matter the weather. You can also install hoops or low tunnels right into the frame later for winter greens and early spring seedlings. These beds are the beginning of a year-round garden, not just a summer hobby. In less than 30 minutes, you can turn bare ground into a productive growing space that keeps improving with time. Winter isn't the end of the gardening year, it's the smart beginning. With a couple of boards, some cardboard, and whatever organic scraps you have on hand, you can create raised garden beds that will feed your soil, your plants, and your family for seasons to come. Give your garden a head start now, and when spring arrives, you'll already be miles ahead, with thriving beds just waiting to burst into life.